Hey guys, it's QuickLegan with another ROM review, and this time I've got the ViperOS for the OnePlus 3 and OnePlus 3T, so stay tuned for that. So guys, ViperOS, now I've heard of this ROM before on other device. I just can't remember where. From the looks of it, from the forum post at least, it seems like CM or Lineage based ROM, which has stuff taken from Lineage sources, so it is pretty good. It's going to be pretty much a Lineage based ROM. It does say it is deep-loaded, and I can see that. It doesn't have a lot of crapware from Lineage, so that is going to be a good thing. And they say it is a Brazilian team, and they are going for a stable, performance-oriented ROM. And well, you wouldn't be very far off from it. So let's get started on the ROM now. First of all, in the About Phone page, you can see it is ViperOS. The version is 1.1, and for some reason it says Naja. I'm not entirely sure. If you were looking for the Indian name for snake, which is Naga, I guess you are a bit off from there. So yeah. Anyways, it is based on 7.1.2, so that is the latest version of Android. May 5 security patches are there, so that's pretty cool. Kernel says poisoned, and the official tagline is "Feel the venom in your vein," which is kind of questionable, but anyways, these are stuff which you get in this one. So yeah, this also says that this takes features, and a lot of features actually, from Resurrection Remix, and that is what piqued my interest. Let's get to the features on this ROM now. First of all, in the Venom stuff, you do have traffic indicator settings. You do have that. Status bar items are available where you can customize what all appears. It doesn't really have VOLT icon here, so that's something which I would have liked to have. Clock date and settings are available, and you can customize that. Now another thing which I want to note here is that all the icons, these are customized icon for every bit of stuff, and I really appreciate that. I remember these stuff, the same thing from Android, which was really cool, and I really appreciate that. So that aside, battery stuff is available. Status of miscellaneous option, you do have quick pull down, brightness control, show notification count 4G instead of LTE, so you can customize that also. Carrier label can be customized, which is pretty cool. Quick settings are available where you can customize the OmniJoy is available where you can enable a tile on the quick setting panel for weather. You do have small quick setting tile customization rather than scrollable, and that is something which I really appreciate. You can see there are 7 now, and that does work out really well. I really like that. I like this more than the scrollable quick setting tile, so that's just a preference thing. Also, number of rows, columns can also be customized, which is pretty cool. Battery brightness slider and brightness icon can also be customized and enabled from here, so that's also pretty cool. One thing and another thing which you need to note is that these are the only tiles available. You don't have a ton of tiles which is available. Even in Lineage, there are a lot more tiles than this, so that's something there. So in the lock screen settings, you do have a customization for lock screen UI. You can enable lock screen weather. You do have notification control. Weather panel can be customized from here, so you can enable stuff from here, so that's also available. Multitasking, you do have recent buttons. You can customize clear all button where it appears, and even if you want to enable that. System settings, now this is something which I really appreciate in this ROM. Apart from Substratum, this ROM still has Substratum OMS. Apart from that, it has a theme resource where you can enable dark theme, and this is what I'm using. Light theme is the normal pixel or whatever UI which you get with the other stuff, so that's pretty cool. But it also has a Viper Dark, which is amazing. I really appreciate that. I really would love to have more ROMs adopt this dark theme. It is also available with Oxygen OS, which is pretty cool. Now apart from that, you do have navigation bar and other hardware button customization, which is pretty cool. You can customize that, and you do have a lot of options. So you do have Lineage options, so also in the options menu you do have all of these options which you can customize for hardware buttons. Also you do have keyboard cursor control, which is something which I really appreciate in Lineage mode. Power menu can also be customized. You can have all of these options, which is pretty cool. And that much is it in this ROM. So you can actually go through change logs and see what all changes are available in this ROM, and that works out pretty well. And that is the options which you get. Now, as I've said, it does have substrate and full OMS support, so that is pretty cool to have. Also, I had to install Magisk. It doesn't come with a root manager. I installed Magisk. It's working pretty well. No issues whatsoever there. And if you enable Suhide, it is going to pass safety net status test. So that also works pretty well. I didn't have any issues with that. Viper for Android works. I have tested that. And yeah, all of that works. As you just saw right now, it is a fairly feature-rich ROM, but it's clearly lacking when it comes to something like Resurrection Remix or AOSP Extended, or even something like Dirty Unicorns or CRDroid. Those ROMs have a lot of features. This has a lot of features, but nothing in comparison to those. So let's get started with the scoring then. Features, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 because it is better than nothing, better than just stock Lineage stuff, but clearly inferior to other ROMs. Now for the battery life, I almost always got about 4 to 4.5 hours of screen on time at all times, and that is pretty cool. That is just normal, a little higher than just normal, because 4 hours of battery life is what I got with other ROMs like Dirty Unicorn, which was the last ROM which I reviewed, and 4 to 4.5 hours is slightly better than that, so I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Now the performance, let's get to the performance aspect of it. AnTuTu benchmark score. The first run of AnTuTu benchmark did not give me a score, which I thought was kind of sad. That is definitely a stability issue where AnTuTu couldn't finish, so that is there. Apart from that, in the subsequent runs, this is the score which I received, which is about 137,872, which is on the higher side. In the other runs, I got somewhere in the neighborhood of 138,000, and with second or third run, because of heat and all, the score was 137,872. That's not a bad score either, because that is higher than what I normally get with a Lineage based ROM, which is around 132,000, 111,000. So this is a really good score. Now in the Geekbench scores, what I received normally is, now these are the Geekbench score which I received. Single score thread is 1750. And the multi-core score thread is 3424. So that is nothing earth-shattering or nothing special. Just normally what I get with the Lineage. So nothing special going on there. The compute score is also 7115, which is also again nothing special going on, which is just normal. But for what it is, I got a really good score in AnTuTu benchmark score. Also Geekbench score, it is better than normal. It's far better than the lower score which I received. So it's going to be a 6 out of 10 because it's not out of place, but it's pretty normal to have. Now the stability of the ROM. As I've said, AnTuTu benchmarks did not finish its first run, but I didn't have much other issues while using the ROM either. I haven't been using this for a day now, and it's been pretty cool. For most part, it is a very stable ROM, but that AnTuTu benchmark is going to take away a few of that score. Also, one more thing which I want to talk about is the SIM card setting. You can see both of them are gray. Well, it just says teal, but it's not. That was a very old issue with Lineage or CM 14.1, and that has been fixed in in newer versions of this ROM. I'm not really sure if that's still available. So yeah, again, stability wise, for these small mistakes, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. Now the camera. For the camera, it does use the snap camera. Nothing special going on. Again, it's just what you expect out of it. Nothing special for what it is. It does give you a lot of grain here and there. There's a lot of post-processing and there is a lot of noise. And for just giving you an understanding, this is a fabric, and you can see the fabric is fully noisy. It does have a lot of noise in there. So that's just typical of what I expect in a Lineage based ROM. But because it still gives me a snap camera rather than just the Google camera with no features, this one does have a lot of features here where you can customize. There's chroma flash, there is shutter sound enabler, sharpness can be disabled, so that is going to give you a little bit smoother picture, but I mean, it actually depends a lot on what you want. So you can see that has been the sharpness has been reduced, and the picture is going to have less noise in there. So this kind of stuff is available. So it's better than normal. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for camera. and it also supports HAL 3 rather than HAL 1. So Oxygen OS camera will not have auto HDR. So that's just another thing which you should know. Now in the aesthetics one, as I've already shown you guys, it does have a dark mode, and that is amazing. I really like that in any ROM. Also, it has substratum support, so you are going to be covered for a lot of things. If you just want dark mode, you don't even have to use substratum, but eventually you will get tired of this one, which is normal. You do have substratum to mix things around a bit, so that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. So now comes the overall final overall experience of this ROM. As you can see, I didn't really have any issues using this ROM. It's just really intuitive, and it's pretty fast. The performance score may not tell many different stuff, but for using the ROM, I didn't have any issue, any stutters anywhere. It just worked everywhere. So I'm really impressed with the performance and the fluidity of the ROM, which is really amazing. So I really appreciate that. So yeah, overall experience, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 because it has been really cool. Let me just restart and show you guys the boot animation. It also has the shutdown animation, which is pretty cool. So here is the boot animation for ViperOS, and that has got to be one of the smoothest boot animation I've seen. If you're not using 60 FPS to see this, just try it out. It's that smooth. It's pretty cool. And ViperOS, feel the venom. So guys, there you have it with the ViperOS, and I actually do like this ROM quite a bit because it is freaking fast. It doesn't really have a lot of features. It has enough features to just be able to use for a daily ROM. I do appreciate that. Battery life is good enough. It's 4 to 4.5 hours of screen on time, which is pretty nice for a Lineage OS ROM. It's okay, stable. I'm not entirely sure what happened with Antutu benchmark score, and just that dialer or sim selector colors, that should have been fixed a long time ago. Not really sure what's happening in there. Camera is pretty cool. It only has HAL 3, doesn't have HAL 1, which is okay. I can live with that. And aesthetics, it's really great with the aesthetics. I really like the dark ROM or dark theme, and it does work out really well. So total score is going to be 6.14, which is a math of it, and I really do like this ROM. It's a very neat little ROM. I'll call this a neat, sharp ROM. It doesn't have a lot of things. It doesn't have a lot of superficial things. It is to the point. It's neat. It's sharp. So yeah, I guess that's it. Hope you guys liked the video. Please share, subscribe, and like the video if you found it useful. See you guys next time. Bye.